Let's do this. So yeah, as I was saying, this is my time. We're doing this like each of us in the house pick something to like just give up for May. So like my thing was I was like I really want to kind of give up sweets. Like I don't eat a lot of them, but when I do, I go. And
Yeah.
so I was like I'm gonna give those up. I was like including my spritzers. So I had to give up my spritzers.
Oh my
And
God.
so
Are
so
you
I
gonna
was
live?
like, well, no, probably not. But I mean, you'll get me for at least another episode or two. But I did, I did make a little bit of like an agreement that I could have. We have all this flavored waters and stuff, these Crystal Light packets and stuff. So I could
Yep.
have like that with like vodka or rum or whatever. So this one was a Mai Tai flavored one, and it's
Okay.
absolutely disgusting. So
For today, I actually made just
horrible.
a small Bloody Mary.
Just just a Wisconsin size small.
This is a
You know.
roadie.
Well, don't tell them about roadies. They don't know about that. That's not a worldwide thing, my friend. Okay,
Oh.
I am learning that doesn't translate everywhere. That is
Yeah.
that might even be
Wisconsin
specific. Yeah, that
Wisconsin kind
corridor.
of feels like the Wild West for shit like that. Like Wisconsin's the only state where you can get like 9 DUIs. It's not 3 strikes and you're out and your license is revoked forever.
No,
Hell,
there's
we
like
we had a mayor that had 8. He was a
there's
mayor.
there's like Hall of Fames for that stuff. It's great. Not to make light of that stuff. Stop drinking and driving. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But like it's ridiculous in Wisconsin. Like there's like Hall of Fames for like how many DUIs you get. They created entire new bicycles for people with DUIs in Wisconsin. So if you're wondering where all those little motorized bicycles came from, probably somewhere in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I had a buddy whose dad used to build them. So,
Yep. I'm talking like a long time ago, before they got popular. They were getting built.
oh yeah,
And
no,
you
I was
never saw them
young,
anywhere else. Yeah.
and this
So
specific dad, whose name I won't say, definitely lost his license a lot of times.
that's the thing is you got multiple opportunities. It was uh, Wisconsin something, man. That is something state. It's something state.
So for today's episode, it's a countdown at the end for our top 5 favorite factions and our top 5 hated, and I had to go with the old road dog
Oh, you
for this
didn't know?
episode. And
Yeah.
Rankins is wearing a shirt for another reason.
Yep, because my main man, Braun Strowman, Captain Save-A-Ho himself, unfortunately wasn't able to save himself this time. And I don't make light of that either. It sucks. I really hate it for him because I'm a big Braun Strowman fan. It's just, we'll talk more about it, I'm sure. That'll probably be the meat of our episode today, is us talking about some of the developments and the releases and such. But, yeah. So let's get started, huh?
Yeah, and one thing you are going to find out about is it wasn't just talent that got released.
Correct, yeah.
So, all right, let me see. Where do you want to start with that?
Yeah, might as well.
The releases? Okay. Let me see here. All right. So talent released, and I believe this was was it Thursday or was it Friday night?
I don't
I think it
really
was
remember what day
Thursday
it
or
was.
Friday morning, one or the other.
Yeah, I just remember like seeing them come through. I might have been Thursday because I think I was like driving and I was seeing all the notifications. So
So for talent, Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, Caden Carter, Katana Chance, Cora Jade, Gigi Dolan, Eddie Thorpe, Riley Osborne, Jakara Jackson, Oro Mensa, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. All of Gallus is gone. Um,
wow.
just to say, Caden Carter and Katana Chance were the best tag team for the women
Yeah,
by
I mean,
far.
we had
Misused. It's
we
unreal.
had talked quite a bit about them, and it doesn't make sense to me. And actually, Cass had just sent this in the group chat, this video, where it's like you release all these people that are doing these things that you that really you need help in, and so the women's tag division could probably use a bolstering. I mean, when you've got Becky Lynch and Lyra winning it, at WrestleMania, you need a better tag division, you know, and so
I agree.
uh, to get to get rid of somebody like that is crazy. And then you've got a company man, Braun Strowman, who just continues to do whatever they ask him to do, while never getting anything back. This one really blows for him. And as much as I love the Fed, and that's pretty much the only product I watch, I do hope that Braun Strowman gets an opportunity, like realistically, somewhere to stick it to WWE, not like control your narrative. Like that was a cool experiment, but you didn't do it. I mean, maybe an AEW could do that. I would say more of like a New Japan or somebody where he can just like do some awesome stuff and really kind of stick it to him. But it sucks.
The way I see it, I don't see Strowman going to AEW. Not a chance.
No.
I feel like this is going to be
Mm,
just like last time when he was gone for like a year and then came back, which they also
yeah.
misused him on his way out the frickin' door. This
Hmm.
time he put over Jacob
Everybody.
Fatu and made Jacob Fatu look like the next fucking Braun
Hmm.
Strowman, I guess you could say. And he also put
Yeah.
over God, he's out
LA
right now
Knight
with the
during that
broken
time.
ankle. Bronson Reed. He put
Oh,
over
Bronson Reed.
Bronson
Yep.
Reed too.
Yep.
And he made two monsters out of those guys, and that's how you
Hmm.
repay him: is you wipe your ass with his contract and flush it down the
Yeah.
toilet. Is unreal to me. I
Yeah.
understand he's
Now.
not young. I understand he's 15% paralyzed in his leg, and I understand that he's not cutting dice like he was before his neck injury. But for fuck's sakes, give him a little time. Give him some credit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a couple things. I'd say one is I guess we don't really know behind the scenes what that conversation was like. If that conversation was, hey, we're gonna let you go while you get all this straightened out, so that way you're not beholden to a contract to us, and then we'll renegotiate it when you're healthy, when you're good. If that's like the conversation that was had, all right, cool, I can respect that. I mean, we don't really know. Either way, though, it does suck that he won't be he wasn't seen as an integral part of the roster where he should have been.
Um, yeah, and to add on to that, maybe Braun Strowman will partner with us for some shirts now.
Maybe not, maybe not, but maybe. I mean, we can reach out and give them the whole. So hey, I hear you got some free time on your hands, but I don't know that that's going to go well for either of us. So
I mean, I can say, and it's nothing's for certain yet, and I haven't
yeah,
directly spoke to this person, but we are in talks with having a ex TNA women's four-time women's champion possibly on the podcast. Um, I'm not gonna say her name. I'm not gonna say. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but
well,
she was sent our podcast to watch and see if it's something that she would like to be a part of for an episode or maybe even a longer term thing. But we are growing, and that's pretty
oh yeah,
crazy to even have an
well,
opportunity for somebody like that to get our podcast sent to them is freaking wicked.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean if it works out, that's awesome. If it doesn't, just having it in other people's hands is cool. And if it
Yep.
doesn't work out and we don't get any other followers, just getting able to do this every week is fun. So
Yeah.
I don't really care otherwise.
100%.
I was thinking though, all week this week, and there was one point with like Ezra and I, we were at a grocery store, and like the baggers were like talking about that whole 100 men versus one gorilla debate that people were having, and like all I could think of was like how many of those men are Braun Strowman, because like
It's
like
true.
if you're throwing a couple grizzly bears in there like Braun Strowman, then it even ups the odds a little bit. But um, yeah, man, I wish him the best. I wish the big guy the best. All of these guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not as huge of a fan of like Dakota Kai, but I mean, obviously she's a great worker and she's good at what she does, and I hope she, again, just like with all of them, either she finds somewhere where she can tell WWE to stick it, or they worked out something where she may come back. I don't know.
Well, allegedly, from I believe I'm correct here. I think Dakota Kai and Shayna Baszler own a house together, so they both got
Oh,
released at the
really?
exact same time. Yeah.
Wow, I
Um.
didn't.
So yeah,
Yeah,
they live
wow.
together.
All right,
Um.
cool.
So that's kind of cool. At least they each have a support system living with each other, and they're both going to be
Yeah,
able to help each other out. I thought Dakota Kai was really turning it up, not down, and then she just was
yeah.
off TV. And from what I heard, a lot of these releases were because of they were called injury prone. I I don't like
And
that.
I don't like it either. But in fairness, if that's what they're looking at, then that's fair in most of these releases that a lot of these guys have been injured. I mean, the only reason Gallus hasn't been pushed to the moon, I have to assume, is injury purposes because I just never saw them on NXT or anywhere really all that often. Again, I'm not an every week watcher of NXT, and I wasn't of NXT UK, but I just didn't see them pushed as much as I feel like they should have been. They seem like a good group, so yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't. Oh,
These releases also make WWE 2K25 a little weird now, huh?
no, not really. I will say, and the reason I say no, not really, is because I find it fun to then take those people who were released and put them in a faction together and
Ooh.
just have them like just mad. So I will say, speaking of 2K, which we really got to get some more stuff there. I got a chance to play for the first time since, I don't know, we bought the thing. It feels like I sat down to play and I was playing my GM mode, and that's actually pretty fun. Like it's kind of quirky, but it's fun.
Are
I
you
played
on
for a while.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Oh, god damn it, Rankins.
Yeah, I'm
You
sorry.
gotta come to
I'm
the
sorry.
dark side sometime.
I have an Xbox somewhere. I mean, I'm sure I can get it. I have one. I just don't know where it's at. So, sorry.
You cut out for a
Sorry.
second.
Oh,
There you go.
there we are. Sorry. Yeah, so I said I had a Xbox for it's somewhere. I have no clue where, and I couldn't tell you which one it is. Whatever, like the PlayStation 4, that one, it like
Xbox
matched up.
One.
Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah.
Yeah, because this year you can actually do my GM online with your buddy.
I did see that, and I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that,
Yeah.
yeah, but it doesn't do cross. It's not cross platform.
No, nope. The community creations is the only thing that's cross-platform, which is bullshit.
Huh.
And I already got mad about the not being able to get PC guys or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
and I do have about 13 videos to send you 2K, so just remind me later.
Well, well, based on some of those comments on videos, I think you might be able to upload some of those, and then I can steal them from there, from TikTok. When I guess there's some nice comments on our TikTok, and I had to explain to Marissa who was behind those comments because she was like, "Who is this person? Who knows that you sold Sirius XM?" I was like, not many people, not many people, and not many people have that name in
Yeah.
two forms.
Oh
So
my
anyway,
god.
moving on.
All right. Also released were 10 staff members. Thursday was Thursday across multiple departments like photography and creative services, including Christine Lubrano, who was senior vice president of creative writing operations. I have more on this if you give me just 2 seconds. Jonathan Coachman had wrote on social media that TKO has been systematically cutting WWE personnel for the last year, and it's been brutal, but not talked about much. They want a company to be, or they want the company to be a West Coast company, and if it comes down to a UFC or a WWE person in the same job, it's been the UFC employee that gets the nod. The WWE, as we knew it, and the family workplace for many is long gone, and that is Jonathan Coachman saying that. So,
Um, can I just? I don't know what family Jonathan Coachman is used to being in, but that's not a family that I want to be in. So, I don't listen. I don't. I gotta bounce back away from you a little bit on that one, Mr. Coachman. I don't know that many people looked at WWE as a family atmosphere, based on Vince and Kennedy McMahon. So anyway, yeah, no, whenever you have like a merger like this, you're gonna have duplication of efforts somewhere throughout there. So I mean, when I work with banks, I see it all the time when they merge different credit unions or different banks together. People go. There's people that I worked with one day that I don't work with anymore because they merged with another bank and somebody else had their job. So um, yeah, it sucks, but that's just kind of how that works. And I think TKO's doing a lot of stuff. I mean, they've got, I don't know if this is in your stuff, but they've got the big boxing match coming up here, Canelo versus Terrence Crawford. That TKO, this is their first boxing that they're putting out. So they've got the UFC WWE, and now they have the boxing promotion that they're
Is this
starting.
the one
So
that Dana White's running?
yeah, yeah. Essentially, he's the face of it, just like he is with UFC. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I honestly, I mean, you'd be hard pressed not to see a UFC person, if not the face behind the face at WWE before too long, because there's only so many people in that office who can give nostalgia any type of credit and say like, yeah, we got to keep Triple H in charge because that's what the fans want to see. Eventually, they're going to do whatever they want to do. So
Yeah. Um, Discussing the WWE latest firings, Sean Ross Sapp said that if Triple H wanted those people there, then they'd still be there. So it wasn't
yep,
because there's been a lot of talk about Triple H, TKO, and The Rock all not getting along, but this is Sean Ross Sapp saying that the people that were let go, Triple H was okay with. Maybe it wasn't his idea, but he didn't fight to keep them.
yeah.
So
And whether it's actually he didn't care or if it was just he's got a bigger fish to fight, at some point coming down the line that he needs to, keep that win in his back pocket. Who knows? It sucks when you're talking about people's careers like that, but that's unfortunately the business that they're in.
all right. Bodyslam.net heard allegedly there is a pitch in creative right now for John Cena and Travis Scott to work a tag team at some point this year.
Yeah, I kind of heard something along the lines of those two versus somebody and Bad Bunny,
Yep.
Cody and Bad Bunny, or something like that. Yeah.
Yep, that was the other half of
Uh,
it. So I'll leave it.
yep.
Yeah, it was Bad Bunny and
Yeah.
what they said, an A grade talent.
Right. Right. So like a Cody or a Jay or somebody like that.
Yeah.
I could see like a Jay Uso in that, but I heard like maybe SummerSlam, somewhere along that lines for that. And okay, whatever. I'm so disappointed now from the fallout of like the Rock not being at Mania and that not actually coming to fruition that I'm actually a little bit over the Cena stuff, and now I'm on to the Seth stuff. It's like, I
Yeah.
don't even care about this anymore. You're gonna have to make this interesting for me again for me to really get, back into it. I'm focused on what's going on over here on Raw with Seth.
And another part that's bothering me about The Rock right now is he's just so unapologetically like, yeah, I wasn't there. I didn't need to be
Yeah,
there
yeah,
and shit like that. It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
irking me
And
the wrong way.
I mean, it is because it's like it's. I get it. You're bigger than the industry. You're bigger than wrestling and WWE. You've got other stuff going on. But if you're gonna, you know, don't start some shit unless you want it to be some shit, right? Like, don't start doing this just stop. And it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the business. Now maybe we're wrong, and we're gonna all put our foot in our mouth at some point down the line because he's gonna come back like it was an all this. Sure, whatever, fine. But it felt disrespectful at the time. So
I agree. And keeping it on The Rock, Dave Baby Santa Jesus God Meltzer was told The Rock's creative vision for Cody Rhodes to turn heel is not the plan. However, there is a chance that TKO could force it to happen anyway. So that's because apparently there's a rumor going around that The Rock wanted to turn Cody heel, and it's like if he wanted to do that, then why didn't Cody sell his soul? Why do all this other
yeah,
shit?
yeah, yeah, of course.
Cena could have stayed babyface and won the belt.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. I mean, it's right now. Right now, it feels like at least public perception is that there are too many cooks in the kitchen. There are too many people who say they are Chief Hoss and that they're running the show. And unfortunately, when it was Vincent Kennedy McMahon and all of his debauchery, there was one man, and it all
Yep.
flowed from that one man. So, for us fans who are used to that flow of just from one person, we want to see this streamline and we kind of know what to expect from that tree. Yeah, we're all thrown off because you've got 15 different people now saying like, "Are this the creative direction we're going in?"
Yeah.
And you never know what's true, what's not true, what's real, what's not. So maybe that's good. Maybe that brings us back to the old days, where before the internet a little bit, where we didn't sit around and guess everything all the time. But uh, I don't know. It seems rough. It seems rough for them.
Let's see. Leaked info: Rusev, his deal was for 2 years, and his right bicep was signed for 1 year. So we'll see how that works out. PW Insider notes that Alexa Bliss is completely healthy and is just waiting for a creative idea to bring her back that is linked to the Wyatt Six. As far as I know, I think Bo Dallas is still hurt, and I think that's why there hasn't been anything done with the Wyatt Six. What was his injury even? I haven't found out what
I
it was.
I never looked into it, to be honest with you. But if that's the case, that's just again, we're asking for a lot here, right? So, I mean, if all these things go the way we want them all to go, these shows would be 6 hours long every week. But, um, so maybe it's not a bad thing that they're putting a pause on this, and we'll get through kind of this end of WrestleMania season, Backlash, and then what's after that, Money in the Bank, and we can kind of start building towards Survivor Series or SummerSlam and things like that. And then you bring in some of these guys again. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. It sucks that he's still hurt though.
Yeah, yeah, it does, because I was really getting into this Wyatt Six stuff, and then it was just gone.
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, I'd still like to get into it for sure.
I agree. Um, on other news, WWE is allegedly nervous of a potential lawsuit coming from the fan hit by Stone Cold Steve Austin's ATV crash in the barricade at WrestleMania 41.
Okay.
Wouldn't they have
She
done
went to.
something by now?
I don't know, but she went to. No, I mean it takes a while. But
Does
she
it?
went to LeBron. Yeah, she went to LeBron's school of flopping. So I've
Shit.
never seen somebody like it took her forever to fall. But whatever. Um, Yeah, whatever. You really got to be kind of. I mean, you paid all that money to be down by the ring. You knew what that was going to entail. If it wasn't Stone Cold, who do you want? Do you want like Braun Strowman running? Well, he wasn't at WrestleMania. Don't be ridiculous. But
Yeah, like, and you
you
know
know,
damn well they gave her a bunch of free merch, and she probably got to
right?
meet some wrestlers and everything else. Like, I would have been
Yeah,
enough for me. I
she
wouldn't have sued, and I'm dirt poor.
she wants a green shirt guy deal. That's what she wants. She wants that sweet little, get to sit up front all the time deal. But it's not gonna happen again. That was one
No.
time, and that was because CM Punk did it. So.
Um,
It's a true story. Have you ever looked into it? Have you ever looked
what?
into the green shirt guy? Like why the green shirt guy sits in the front row all the time?
No.
So again, I don't know this from
Is
like
this the guy
firsthand
that
account.
Punk slapped?
Yeah, the one that he like punched way back in the day. That's
Yeah.
it. Looks like him to me. I mean, it checks out to me, but I can't
Wow.
confirm it. But that's the most viable, realistic thing that I've seen online about
Holy
it.
shit. No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Um,
So if that's the case, then that's what she's looking for.
Pro Wrestling News claims Joe Hendry was handpicked by Randy Orton for WrestleMania 41 opponent because of how big of a fan Randy is of Joe Hendry. I just thought that was a fun little.
It's very what's his name of him? Matt Riddle. When Matt
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. He loved
when
working
he
with Matt
teamed with
Riddle
Matt
too.
Riddle. Yeah, yeah.
All right. WrestleVotes notes that Karrion Kross is expected to get extended opportunities on WWE TV moving forward. I hope this is true because that work shoot promo that he did was a fucking game changer.
The dude is really, really good, and he can work in the ring. And I mean, he's as imposing of a person as you need to be imposing, or he can be as technical and smooth in the ring as you need somebody to be. The guy is legitimately one of my favorite people in WWE in and out of the ring. So I hope that I can't imagine he's going to let this one slip by him.
I would
He's
hope
gonna
not.
if they let him work and they let him do some real stuff, it could be good. And I'd like to see Rusev, Lana, and him and Charlotte, kind of not Scarlett. I'm sorry, him and Scarlett. They're kind of doing like they're a program with them. I think would be kind of cool. So
I agree. Do you remember the Gable Steveson
Oh yeah.
experiment.
Oh yeah.
How he
Oh
was
yeah.
just kind of like, oh, look at an Olympic gold medalist, and he's with
Mm-hmm.
WWE. It's Kurt Angle 2.0, and
Yeah.
then we never saw him do a fucking thing. There's the
I think he
first
did
fuck,
like
second one too.
he, he did.
Uh,
I think he did like one thing in the ring, and then he had all those accusations against him, and WWE
what were the
turned on him pretty quick.
accusations?
If I remember correctly, I really don't want to speak ill on this, but if I remember correctly, they were assault against a girl or a woman that he knew. So
Shit.
some kind of sexual assault or something like that. Yeah, I don't know 100%. I mean, I guess I could probably find that really quickly and not put my foot in my mouth. But
Well, while you look
uh,
that up, Baron
yeah,
Corbin was recently on Busted Open Radio saying that Gable Steveson rubbed people the wrong way backstage during his time in NXT, and he thinks that's one thing that attributed to him being released and never being booked.
yeah. Well, that was yeah. I definitely heard that. I heard that he rubbed people, but I feel like he had that air of superiority about him, where he felt like he was above everybody. But that's because that's how WWE treated him. So this shows me. This says here that he was arrested on suspicion of assault. Well, assault. That way we don't get blocked somewhere.
Yeah.
In June of 2019, along with a teammate. So they ended up not charging him due to lack of sufficient evidence.
Well,
And
I've heard of those
actually,
lack of sufficient evidence cases before, otherwise
yeah,
known as he's an athlete.
yep, yep,
He's
and you know,
got his whole life ahead of him.
yep, yep. So I feel like that was something along the lines too, and I think that didn't help. You know, I don't. Everywhere he went, he was getting that get out heat, and it was worse than anything I've seen from Logan Paul or any of these guys. It was bad. His
Yeah.
heat is bad. So, and it's unfortunate because I thought he might have been good. You know, same thing with a couple other people that they brought in like that just didn't work out. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. WrestleVotes claims that Finn Balor is expected to turn on Dominic Mysterio at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia and claims their feud will continue through SummerSlam. So I actually
yeah, okay,
kind of agree with this. I hope it doesn't happen at Saudi though, because it's going to be like I'm gonna have to get up
two
really
in the
early to
afternoon.
watch it.
Yeah, um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's not a matter if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah,
And when it does happen, it'll kick off that rivalry, and I can't think of a better rivalry to end at SummerSlam. Hopefully, in some awesome match, um, you know,
yeah,
I don't
I
know,
would at
some
least.
cage or something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not big enough for a Hell in a Cell, but I
No,
definitely could see
no,
it being a cage match or an Extreme Rules match.
and it'll be for the chip. It'll be for the Intercontinental title. So, I mean, having a ladder or a cage match, I feel like it's a traditional title for those matches. When I think of title matches for cages or ladders, I think of Intercontinental. So I don't
Yeah,
know
Dom
why.
better eat
It's
some
just
extra chicken nuggies. Is all I'm saying. Or chicken
yeah,
tenders. My bad. Don't get
he
upset,
is
people.
all over the world right now, all over the internet right
Corey
now. He
Hayes
is
of
doing big things. He is
BodySlam.net says
hilarious.
Gunther asked for the time. What happened?
Oh no, you're good. Oh, I think we just got a little pause again, but we're good. Go
Oh,
ahead.
lag. Okay.
Yeah.
Corey Hayes of BodySlam.net says Gunther asked for the time off, and that's why he was indefinitely suspended after choking out Pat McAfee. I had
Yeah.
called this already. He held the belt for so long, and he was
hmm
ready to get a little vacation.
Well, and you gotta think he held that belt for so long, and then before that he had 666 days. Still wild that they let that happen,
Yeah,
but
I know.
666 days for that belt. So yeah, give the guy a break. Um,
Much
and
deserved break.
yeah, absolutely. So
You'll like this one. Zelina Vega winning the U.S. Championship was
already
kept
like it.
under wraps so much that even talent and personnel backstage were shocked and not let in.
I don't agree with that at all. But I feel like we kind of knew that was going to happen. Didn't we talk about it? That it was rumored that she was going to win, and
Yeah,
then they
I
messed
had
it
said
up.
it on here.
hmm
The count out victory. Remember?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to disagree with that piece of rumor there. Wrong, false. We heard about it, so if
Oh,
we heard about it, other
yeah,
people
that's
heard
true.
about
And I don't know
it.
shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Other people have heard about it because we got it from them. So
Russell Votes says Roman Reigns isn't expected to come back until early June.
yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, professional part-timer. It's fine.
Yep,
Our
could be.
sweet wrestling Jesus Dave Meltzer and WrestleVotes confirm that SmackDown will be returning to a 2-hour format on June 6th, or around June 6th.
Yeah, that'll probably be right around some kind of Great American Bash weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
They'll reset it that way. We should make a shirt that says "I love you, Meltzer" with the praying hands. I think I might do that.
Do
By
it.
the way, I do for real this time. I actually told you I got them all cut out. I really got some stuff coming. So as soon as I get back in my office and I can ship them out, I'll get them over to you.
Hell yeah.
It'll probably be a week or so. I don't know when I'm in there again.
All
I
right.
really don't. I'm traveling.
Oh, are you traveling all week this week?
All week. Yeah, I'm up in the Chicago area.
Yeah. Well, if you see CM Punk,
I'll punch it. Yeah.
Liv Morgan, her talent agency, and WWE are working together to coordinate her time off for filming Bad Lieutenant Tokyo. So as much
Yeah.
to minimize her absences in storylines. So I know that people were wondering what the name of the movie was going to be, so that is the name, Bad
I hear
Lieutenant.
it's like a legit role too. It's not like a BS. Oh,
No,
she's gonna be an action star role. Like it's a legit. She's in this movie in a role.
from what I heard, the whole cast is like A-list actors.
Yeah, yeah. And then I also saw on something randomly today that Trick Williams was in that show All American. I guess when he was, I don't know, but they had a screenshot of it. That was Trick Williams. I guess it
Huh.
was in the first season. I'm gonna have to go watch it and find out. But I always love
Yeah.
it when WWE people can be in, other stuff and they do a good job at it. So
Yeah, when they do good, hell yeah.
yeah,
Um, Buddy Matthews told CVV or Chris Van Vliet he hopes to return from his ankle injury sooner rather than later, specifically in the next couple of weeks. I listened to this interview too; it was great.
hmm
And Buddy also said that, and I'm sure he was just, in my opinion, he was covering his ass so Tony Khan didn't, you know,
hmm
blacklist him like he did Malachi or Alistair or
right,
Ricky Starks or
yeah,
anybody else. But he had said that he doesn't want to be in WWE as much as people think because of not wanting to have a what was it, professional. Um, I can't think of the big words he said or whatever. He didn't want to work there and be jealous of Rhea and how popular she is, or him get
yeah,
things given to him because he became more popular. The
right.
answer sounded like total bullshit. I think he just why wouldn't he want to be with his wife? So I think he was just covering his ass.
Yeah, probably. First of all, Chris Van Vliet, that is the real one you need to fight to in terms of wrestling media. That dude is legit.
I
I
love
love
that
all
guy.
of the stuff he puts out. Yeah, he seems like a very genuine dude who's just as a fan and does this because he loves it, and that I like. Not Meltzer, because
No.
I don't. Hold on, wait a second. I'll have one opportunity later, but I'll just do it now because fuck you, Dave Meltzer. So, um, but anyway, go ahead. I don't know. But, to answer your question, I don't know why he wouldn't want to work with his wife, other than the fact that maybe it's true. Maybe he just doesn't want that friction between them because he can be a bigger star on AEW than he probably would be in WWE, and she's so far ahead of him. He said it himself. She's 9 steps ahead of him at this point. So
Yeah,
maybe
that's
that's
true.
true. I don't know. Seems like some weak shit to
Mexico's
say.
what's that?
I said it seems like some weak shit to say, but
Yeah, I know.
could be
I
true
know. I think that he would way rather be in WWE. I think he's just
for sure.
covering his ass.
Yeah, I hope for that. I hope for that one.
All right. Mexico's Publimetro say that there is concerns backstage at AAA about a major restructuring and job losses within WWE's acquisition of the Lucha Libre promotion. Um,
Yeah,
how do we
yeah.
feel about that? Because Triple H had said that he wanted to leave it alone and leave it as as they bought it, but now they're all scared that that's not the case.
So I don't have you are you a Batman fan? Like the
Oh
movies
yeah,
that they did, like the trilogy. The Bane movie is one of my favorite ones. And one of my favorite scenes in that movie is when he lays his hand on that guy's shoulder and he says, "Do you feel in charge?" Right? And that guy like crumbles. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not really in charge." That's what somebody needs to tell Triple H. Like, you're not in charge. Okay? Yeah, sure, you want to leave it alone, but TKO's in charge. I mean,
yeah,
they bought the company. So if that's what they're going to do, you don't buy companies to keep them how they were. You buy companies to make them what you want them to be, or to gut them. Like I mean, I don't know why anybody would expect any differently at this point. Why anybody would be excited about that merger at all if they liked what they had before. So
um, yeah. Just with the history of AAA and how long it's been around and everything else, I could see
yeah,
the fans and especially the wrestlers being scared and nervous. I know.
yeah,
Doesn't Del Rio or Alberto El Patron wrestle for them?
hmm yeah.
He's
He's a
gone.
champion.
He's gone.
hmm
His ass is
That's the thing.
fired.
So that's what I mean. It's I don't know what people expect anymore. Like, these companies do this over and
Yeah.
over and over again. The UFC did it over and over. WWE before, if you thought Vince was bad, now you got like a whole boardroom full of Vinces all wanting to go after the same thing, and that's
Yeah.
market share domination. And the only way they do it is they have to get everywhere. They got to get Mexico. You'll see companies in Saudi Arabia and India and Asia and all these other places that'll start to go down too, because that's what you do. That's what they do. So it's gonna happen again, and it sucks.
All right. Seeing as how I've kind of kept this podcast on the loop of Josh Matthews, he has officially joined AEW in a backstage
hmm
role. He's been working in the production truck and streamlines communication between producers and the crew. So, yeah, for anybody that was curious where Josh Matthews is, he's working with his wife now, and it is
Yep.
official. I know there's a lot of speculation before, but
That he's married or that he's there.
that he's there.
Okay. I was like, I don't
That
know what the
he's married.
speculation was. I was like, I thought we knew that, but okay.
All right. Dave Meltzer's beautiful lips indicate that the WWE draft will still happen this year, but the timing has been thrown off due to the quick succession of PLEs and Saturday night's main event. So we are still getting a draft, allegedly. I'm excited. I always like the WWE draft when they do the shakeup.
Yeah, I hope they. I mean, I liked it the way they used to do it. A little bit more when it was a little bit more of a surprise. It just kind of feels. The last few years, it felt kind of um, like they were just going through the motions on it. The last
Yeah.
couple times they've done it, I don't know. I don't remember the last time they did it. If it was last year,
I
or
don't
two
think it
or
was
three.
last year. I think it was maybe the year
Um,
before that.
yeah, it felt then like they were just going through the motions. So like if they want to make it legit and they really want to shake stuff up and they really want to have some fun with it, like that would be cool. I want to see brand wars back. I want to see competition back in within the WWE because it just makes things better.
It does.
Competition makes things better. So you've got all these new smaller brands popping up. I talk about it actually on Raw. I want to see some invasion style, stuff. I know it's recycled, but it's exciting when it happens. Every time it happens.
I agree,
So,
and with WWE or TKO now owning AAA and TNA being a big partner with them now, we could have a legitimately good invasion angle.
yeah.
It
Well,
would be awesome, and then make Survivor Series mean something again instead of just
well,
War Games.
yeah. I mean, and War Games is fun. I
I
like
love
War
War
Games. Don't
Games.
get me wrong;
Yeah,
it's a
don't.
great time.
But
But I am also a fan of the traditional Survivor Series match. So,
yes, yeah, I am too, and a lot of people disagree, but that's actually one of my favorite pay-per-views, and that was even before the
mhm.
War Games.
Yep. It was Royal Rumble, then Survivor Series for me. So I'm with you there.
All right. Jakara Jackson is already being headhunted by TNA and Major League Wrestling. So that's the only one that I found news on for people already trying to see if they have a 90 days or not. But
Yeah.
all these people are
Well,
going to land on their feet. All of them.
and here's the thing too, like TNA works with WWE, you know what I mean? So a lot of these guys may kind of float down into TNA and you're going to be right back where you were to begin with because you're going to be working with NXT talent anyway. So, I could definitely see that happen. I could see Braun Strowman going into a TNA and doing some really cool stuff and
Yes.
some really cool work.
Yeah.
Or a Ring of Honor for that matter. Just any of these different smaller promotions that are getting TV time, that are getting engagement from fans. I would like to see Braun Strowman in one of those, but we'll see. It'll bring me. You put him in one of those, and I'm more likely to tune in. Not that my viewership matters, but I'm more likely to.
Um, because I had reported about WWE signing Jeff Cobb a few weeks ago. Jeff
Mm-hmm.
Cobb's name has been brought up in WWE creative discussions, and his debut appears to be imminent and looks like he'll be skipping NXT completely and showing up directly on the main roster.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing about him too, and I'm kind of like, maybe I'm dumb. I don't know who this guy is, and I know I'm not an indie darling by any means, but like I figured I would at least have heard of this person, somebody that goes straight. I mean, Stephanie Vicur and Juliana and some of these other guys didn't go straight
No.
to the Fed. Ricky Starks didn't go straight to the Fed. Like, who is this guy? That's so I haven't had a chance to really look him up. It is on my list of things to do eventually when I get some downtime to watch some stuff, to watch some of his work. But we'll see. I mean, they clearly think highly of him. So,
Yeah,
because very rarely
apparently
do
they
they let
do.
people.
I think he has a similar style to Taz with like the suplex machine stuff.
Okay. Well, I mean, you lost. You don't have Braun or Brock Lesnar anymore. So
That's right.
somebody's got to do suplexes, and Chad Gable's hurt all the time. So somebody's got to do suplexes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, who is it? That El Grande Americano though. He's been doing a lot of suplexes.
He's getting better at them.
Yeah.
He's got to put in some work. He should probably work with maybe one of these wrestlers and see if he can.
Yeah, why doesn't he
get a
train
little
with
better.
Chad Gable if they're such good buddies?
He's hurt. He's hurt.
Daddy
He
Dave
does a lot.
thinks WWE is saving a Roman Reigns and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker match for Money in the Bank or SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think we're way more likely to see like a Sami Zayn Jey Uso situation than we are a Roman CM Punk this soon. Like this. I think there's going to be something. 'Cause I think they got to introduce at least another person, and so in order to do that, they have to have a match where that person can probably get involved bloodline style. But so I could see it happening soon. The two of them against Sammy and Jay, or Sammy and somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we did. I believe it was you that said now Roman and Punk are gonna team up to take on the Heyman
Yeah,
guys.
I think
Also,
it'll happen.
I heard they're not gonna have another member. It's just gonna be those two and Heyman.
Oh, that seems incomplete to me.
Me too.
So does the name. I don't like the name. Like, if
What's
that's
the
real,
name?
is that name real?
No.
I keep seeing Trifecta of Terror or something like that,
Oh,
and I'm like, that can't be it. That can't.
that's
Like, Heyman
shit.
wouldn't go out. Yeah, Heyman wouldn't go out like that.
No.
So, because this is probably going to be. I mean, if we're realistically speaking, this is going to be one of Heyman's last real great runs. If it's going to be a good one, he's not getting any younger.
No.
And this cast to be a wear and tear on him eventually. So I think hopefully they add at least one. I would like to see at least an Evolution style faction, or even like a DX style faction where you add a woman too. Whoever that may be. And there's some people coming up on the back end from NXT, from Evolve, from this LFG show. You could add one of them in like they did with Randy Orton and Evolution.
Yeah, I agree. I genuinely thought that they should have had one more person and Becky officially join them. That's what I
Right.
thought.
Yeah. Well, that sucks.
All
That that's
right.
not the case.
We'll hit it with the since I've been doing a lot of the betting stuff lately. Bet Online have John Cena, Becky Lynch, and Gunther as heavy favorites to win their matches at Backlash. So if you are going to be betting on the pay-per-view that's happening in 6 days, probably put your money on Cena. Definitely Cena. He's not going to lose to Orton. Becky Lynch and Gunther is definitely not going to lose to Pat McAfee. So those are some
No.
shoe-in bets.
I wouldn't. I wasn't gonna bet. But if they're going to give me good odds, then I'll take
Now I
it.
kind of want to.
I'll take free money. I will.
All right. We're already 45 minutes in, so what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Do you want to cover Raw and
Well,
SmackDown or save it for later this week?
let's save it. I mean, essentially, let
Why
me
don't we
give the
just
big highlights of
say
Raw.
the results? Just this match happened. This is who
Yeah,
won.
yeah. I would say let me just give you the big to do with Raw, right? A
Yeah.
really great storyline throughout it. I'm really excited that they're bringing this back, where they had like Seth start the show. They had some stuff in the middle, and then they had it end. It was big during the Bloodline times, and so that is the style of storytelling that I like. It's the reason I probably stayed up the whole time, right? Because like it just
Right.
kept me going along.
You stayed up for both shows once this week.
This week I stayed up for
Wow.
both shows, so suck it. I'm obligated to say, because I literally laughed out loud when Marissa said this, my beautiful wife. But when we were talking about Seth Rollins and his outfit and his what he was wearing, they looked it up and it was like $13,000 outfit that he was wearing.
Oh God, yeah, I know.
And so she said she's changing his name to the Visionary, the Revolutionary, the Fiscally Irresponsible. So I laughed out loud. I loved it. I had to drop it in there. Let's see here. Rollins tells Zayn that he's got a decision to make. He either has to leave the show or he has to get in line with the group. And this is where I think it's going to be cool. Like, will we get a member? Will we not get a member? Will we get a member? Will we not get a member? So that part of it I'm excited for. Ripley beat Perez by DQ. Julia interfered.
Yep.
Again, yep. And this is where I'm like, hey, the good old enemies work together to avoid the invasion theme. This happens. It's happened before. I like it every time. I'd like to see it again. And on the women's side, it would be perfect. I would love to see a women's invasion. I think it's the perfect time leading up to that pay-per-view coming up. Logan Paul, the GOAT, out to talk to Jey Uso, who cheap-shotted the GOAT, and we find that disrespectful. As a podcast, we will not stand for that. We got to treat Logan Paul with respect. We here at Kayfabe Marks together agree to that.
Definitely not. I've been looking for a Logan Paul action figure just so I can film myself burning it.
I wrote all of that here too, like by word for word, all of that. War Raiders beat Judgment Day. I was actually a little shocked by that, to be honest with you. I was shocked that the War Raiders beat them, but knowing what you say now about Finn making it through to SummerSlam for that, it kind of makes sense to me.
Yep.
Becky told us what we already knew. She assaulted I said Becky, but she assaulted Bailey. But we did get a nice promo out of Lyra, and I think that'll be a fun little springtime feud. Those two.
Yeah, I agree, and it's a good look for Lyra because it really elevates her worth.
Yeah, absolutely. Vakira beat Nile. Good match. They just keep putting on bangers. Pat spit his gangster is what I wrote here, but he made a big mistake, and now he's going to have to fight Gunther. I am still excited about it because Pat McAfee has now put a ring in his studio, and he's training all the time. So,
really?
And where he does his podcast and stuff, there's a big ring there now. So so he's training.
That's great.
And then the last thing I put here was Sami Zayn says no, he gets beat down. And that's really how it goes. And they beat the living hell out of that man.
Yeah, they did. So bad.
It was crazy. I almost got a little bit like, hey, yo, chill. Like, calm down. But it was a good show. So I did want to talk about it. But, that was it. And I know you agree that SmackDown wasn't the best show this week. But, if you want to fly through real quick and just hit those highlights, I'm sure we can spare a couple minutes.
All right. The show started off with LA Knight basically blaming Priest for losing the match and saying like he didn't have a problem with Priest, but it's his fault that he lost. Priest comes out and says, I had nothing to do with Solo spiking you in the neck, rolling you into the ring, and feeding you to Drew McIntyre for a Claymore. You should be thanking me because I saved you. LA Knight gets pissed and goes, how do you know I'd have been hit with a Claymore? Maybe I would have dodged it and hit him with a BFT. And it's basically them bickering back and forth. They already knew that they were going to be the main event, and they said, well, why don't we get a ref out here and let's do it now. Match starts off, good match, but I could smell it. I was like, it's going to be a DQ. I told Cassie right when the bell rings, it's going to be a DQ. Great match, back and forth. You didn't know who was going to win, and because nobody's going to win. Solo and Fatu come out, and
Well, I will say too that it's a cool way to feud baby faces when you do it that way. You know, when you do like the whole, "I try to help you, yeah, well you suck at it." You know, so no, it was a good match, and you know, it's a good way to use Fatu and Solo for now.
I agree. And I just put a suicide dive to Priest from Jacob Fatu and Samoan Slam on the announce table to LA Knight. So we did get an announce table spot, but it didn't break.
Yep.
After that, backstage, Pretty Deadly picked on Fraxium. Basically said opportunities are not given here, they're earned. And we already talked to the boss. We're having a match tonight. That match was good. I mean, Fraxium's been putting on a clinic since they got here, but did anybody else catch when that shooting star hit? God, which one did he hit?
Oh, I know what you're talking
Cassie
about.
wrote so much. She actually wrote my notes this week.
Yeah, Ghost Riders, man.
What is it? Is it Wilson? No, Prince. That forearm hit Prince in the fucking nose and mouth, and he's bleeding all over the place and tagged out and got out for the whole match, for the whole rest of it.
Did you see, though, that he actually, because there was a pin sequence there and he was supposed to kick out and he didn't kick out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was wild. Which, in Vince McMahon's day, heads would have rolled that he didn't count that 3, which, in the end, what would it have mattered? Like,
they lost anyway.
And you were going to lose anyway. Just count the 3. That's on the ref, honestly. That's on the ref on that one.
The match ends with Frazier hitting the Phoenix Splash and getting the pin on Wilson. I haven't heard anything about Prince yet. Hopefully he's all right.
Probably got that.
Next we had that promo with Nia Jax and Tiffany, which led to Tiffany saying, I beat the GOAT. And if me and you ever get in the ring again, I'll beat you too, which was interrupted by Naomi talking about how it's funny that you two are fighting now because just a while ago, you guys made my life a living hell together. And then Jade comes out and tells Naomi, or they just start brawling as soon as Jade comes out. And Aldis comes out and gives a little shout out to Teddy Long too, which I thought was cool. And says that this match will now be a tag team match for the main event. Miz versus Aleister Black. Dude, I loved the shit out of this match. Aleister Black sold quite a bit until that one kick, one of those yes kicks to Black, and he just looks up and you see him smile, and I don't think I've ever seen Black smile like that. Ever. I loved it. And not one... but 2 of the Black Mass. 2 Black Masses.
In the game.
And then Hayes does end up sliding in the ring, but Black turns around and sits across from him. Both men get onto their feet and are face to face as Hayes leaves the ring. So that's obviously Aleister's next opponent is Carmelo Hayes. I can't wait.
It does take Hayes out of the running for being who I think would be a good person to add to the Raw team, but those two are going to put on a good show because he's good and Aleister's the man. So
and can I just say that it doesn't matter what day it is, what time it is, and who the opponent is. The Miz can work them.
Yep. I 100% agree. I saw a bunch of people like, how does the Miz still have a job when they make all these cuts? And it's like, because the Miz can do that with anybody. What he's doing right now, he can do with anybody. That's why the Miz still has a job.
Oh, Miz will have a job until he's ready to leave.
Yep, as well he should.
He should.
So,
I am going to read this one. Rey Fenix and Santos Escobar backstage. Escobar makes fun of Rey for losing at Mania and tells him his match was the embodiment of disappointment, saying Rey Mysterio handpicked him to take his spot at Mania and you blew it. Santos says, now that the self-appointed greatest luchador of all time is out of the picture, hopefully forever, someone will have to take his place, and that person has always been me. And if Phoenix knows what's good for him, he would listen to Santos. Phoenix tells Santos to stay out of his business, and there's only one luchador he trusts in the world, and it's not Santos. And if you have a problem with it, I'll see you in the ring tonight. And we all know who that one luchador that Phoenix trusts is. His brother, Penta.
Grand Americano. Sorry. I thought we were on the same page there.
No. Next match.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that team up when it happens.
You think that Phoenix is going to join? Oh, you're talking about the Lucha Bros. Lucha Bros.
The Lucha Bros, yeah.
Yeah,
because
me
they
too.
mentioned it. They said Lucha Bros. Like, it's coming. It's coming.
Hopefully soon, dude. I love these guys as single competitors. Yes, they can both work as singles, but as a tag team, they're the best.
They're coming. They're coming. This shakeup is when it's going to happen.
Oh, the draft. The draft.
Yeah. That's when it's going to happen, for sure.
Wow, you're smart.
Let them establish themselves. No, I just got here too. Let them establish themselves. Let them establish themselves as single stars, and then boom, bust them out as a tag team and let them run crazy. They would do so well. Just don't put them with the Street Profits.
Don't make them part of the LWO, please.
Please, Lord, no.
All right. This next match was one I definitely know your ass woke up for. Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven.
Yeah, they keep putting them back to back though, so my jealousy hits a little bit. Like I keep seeing Alistair, and then they put Zelina on right afterwards, and like I'm torn because I'm like, man, I really like him, but I will fight him. I'll lose, but I'm gonna put up a good fight. So I am the one gorilla in that scenario. But yeah. Anyway, yes, I was very excited for this match because, yeah, continue. That's all.
I think Vega tried to wrestle Piper like Piper was just another regular woman, and Piper is anything but a regular woman. So Zelina never really strung anything together. It was one move, stopped, one move, stopped, one move, reversed, all the way until the end of the match where Chelsea Green gets up on the apron. Zelina Vega goes over there. Piper runs at Zelina, but she moves out of the way, knocks Chelsea off the barricade, and Zelina gets one of my favorite finishes in wrestling.
Roll up. I was so happy that we could both be happy by the end of this match. So I knew we would share this moment together, and I was looking forward to it, and I plan on immortalizing it in a TikTok at some point. So we both get to be very happy at the end of a match.
Yeah, doesn't happen often.
Not often.
After that, backstage, Aldis tells Jacob Fatu he will defend his U.S. Championship at Backlash against LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre in a fatal four-way. Fatu says he will dog walk all their asses because he's all gas, no break. Nah, I mean, I can almost roll my tongue.
Yada I mean. Yeah, I do yada I mean. And I can't wait because this is going to be that's the match I'm showing up for. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's the match I'm showing up for.
As Fatu left the ring, as Fatu left the office, Solo tells Aldis that he's trying to screw Fatu over, and Aldis leans down and goes, "No, you are."
Yeah, Aldis is the king. Man.
Great.
Aldis is the king.
He is.
So that was good.
All right, let's see. God damn it, my wife's handwriting. She thinks that she's got good handwriting, and she doesn't. She's going to be pissed.
Yep,
she's never helping me with notes again. The Orton promo, which was next. Orton basically said that the world couldn't see John, and it took 20 years for everyone to realize the kind of man he is. Randy knew Cena was arrogant and selfish, and that Cena is an entitled little brat that gets whatever he wants. Cena is the ultimate shiny new toy to be played with by the ultimate puppet master. Cena took advantage of the PG era. He was willing and eager to be a real-life, walking, talking cartoon character, while Orton did everything he could to be true to who he is. Cena doesn't care about the boys in the back or the fans. All he cares about is his bottom line, which brought him fame, fortune, and right into the mainstream. It enabled him to have new merch every month. He wanted to make sure the fans loved him even more than they already did. Cena said the real reason he never had kids is because he was too busy raising everyone else's. The only thing Cena raised is the prices of his merchandise, which the actual parents have to work double to afford. Orton goes on to say Cena will never erase the Orton name from history books, and he's going to punt kick that Lego-shaped head right off his shoulders and through the gateway arch in Orton's hometown. Dude, that promo hit hard.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And all I can say is this is also a match that I'm excited for, only because I really don't care about the Cena stuff anymore. But I am hoping that it's a super clean match and that Cena does go over. I know it's going to happen, but I hope it's clean. I hope that Orton has a good showing, and that we get to almost see Cena get his head punched off. Or we do get to see it. Either way, I'd be happy.
I hope so. It was Rey Fenix versus Santos Escobar next. That start of what would you even call that? Just the back and forth slaps to the chest that increasingly got harder, that led all the way to the outside of the ring. It was great. I loved all the lucha wrestling in this, with Phoenix again showing that he can run on a fucking tightrope if he wanted.
And he does, yeah.
But in the end, Phoenix pushes Escobar into the ropes and lands an adios amigos and a meteora off the top rope to win. We all knew Phoenix was going to win. When is the last time Santos has won a match? I would actually want to know the stats on that.
Yeah, I don't. Because it's been a while. Yeah, I don't. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. I mean, it's an interesting little dynamic they've got going on. It's in the background. It's real kind of sly under the table. So we'll see. When they go back to 2 hours, they're not going to have enough time for a lot of filler stuff. So they better get it in while they can.
I agree. And then it was the main event, which was Tiffany and Jade versus Naomi and Nia Jax. How did you feel about this match?
Yeah,
since you were actually awake for it.
Yeah, I was. It was shocking. I am such a fan of Jade and Tiffany's, for that matter, that I was going to be happy, no matter what, with these two. But there was a lot going on in this match, and I felt like there was 4 people trying to get themselves over in this match, and it didn't really gel the way I would have liked it to for a main event. That being said, all of these 4 ladies together who are going to split off and have their own little feuds for Backlash and all that are going to put on hell of a matches. I just didn't like this one, to be honest with you. But
yeah, I the fact that Jade was in the match for most of it, selling, and the other fact that Nia Jax was hitting people is what seemed like as hard as she could. She was being beyond stiff.
Absolute missiles. Yeah. It just didn't gel. It didn't feel right.
No, it didn't. But Tiffany and Jade did pull the win off by Jade being down for the Annihilator, but getting up and powerbombing Nia Jax, which looked incredibly strong.
She didn't even struggle with it, which is so like even like. And I know a lot of these women can do a lot of really impressive things, but that was crazy.
It was
that was impressive.
End of the match, Jade and Tiffany in the ring. The ref goes to hand Tiffany the championship, but Jade snatches it and puts it on her own shoulder. Tiffany demands it back, and Jade hands it to her but doesn't let go. And she's jawing to her, telling her, this is mine soon. And that's when Naomi comes in and takes them both out. And then Naomi, as the credits roll, is holding the belt above her head over Tiffany and Jade laying on the ground.
So we may get a fatal 4-way. Also,
I think it's going to be a fatal 4-way.
Yeah, which I would be excited for that. When they're all working together, I don't like when they're tagged like this because it just didn't feel right. It didn't flow right. Like, I felt like they all should be fighting. I didn't feel like any of them should be friendly at all. So
no.
Anyway, so that was SmackDown, right?
That was SmackDown. Let's do our factions.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've got 5 for love, 5 for hate, or ones we didn't like. Do you want to go 5-1 or 1-5? And
I do 5-1 always.
All right, 5-1, and let's start. You like the hate, so I'll start with the love.
All right.
So my first one on the love, number 5, was the NWO Wolfpack. I had the shirt on when Tyler and I got here to begin with. I did have to switch it out, but that Wolfpack is just so ingrained in my fandom of wrestling that I had to have them on the list. So.
All right. My number 5 is the original Wyatt family.
Okay. Wow.
So Bray, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. Before they had Strowman, before they broke up, before the original, the ones that took Daniel Bryan down.
Yes.
That Wyatt family.
Yeah, I love them too. Number 4, I had Nation of Domination because it really brought me The Rock. Like, I know The Rock was there before, but Nation of Domination is when he really came out to become who he was. So,
all right, my number 4, I crossed out 3 teams because I couldn't decide. The first I put Inner Circle, had to cross that out. So I will say an honorable mention for me is the Inner Circle in AEW because I did love the original Inner Circle. Then I had the 4 Horsemen, the original 4 Horsemen. I crossed that out. And then I put Judgment Day, and then I crossed that out. And I ended up going with the Shield.
Okay, all right. I mean, solid landing spot. Landing spot.
But, I mean, the Shield just, it was awesome.
Yep, the Shield, and I didn't even watch then at that time, really. I saw a little bit of the Shield, and I know it was a great run.
Oh, yeah.
My number 3 is Evolution.
No shit, mine too.
Oh, sweet. For the same reason with Nation of Domination and The Rock, Evolution and Randy Orton. Oh, I love it. Yep, Evolution. I loved them. They were badass to me. So.
Oh, it was something like I've never seen before, and it made wrestling really fun, and it also gave us Gold Dust with the Tourette's.
Yes.
We would have never gotten Tourette's Gold Dust if it wasn't for Evolution.
Well, I guess I'll go to number 2. So number 2 I had was Bloodline. And I put them there because I thought they carried WWE through some really rough years. And it was a long time of storytelling, and they kept it fresh, and they kept it good. Not many other people on any of these lists can say how long that they had a run like that. Because the NWO and like some of the other ones even, they had a quick couple years, and then it kind of fizzled off. Bloodline was strong for a long. Now it's fizzling off for sure, but they were strong for 4 years easy. So
that's true. There was
3, 4 years.
I can't believe I didn't even write them down. I'll give them an honorable mention on my side.
Well,
mine is the original NWO, so only Hogan, Hall, and Nash.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't put them on my side is because here's number 2, fuck Hulk Hogan. So that's why I didn't put. I was waiting for it. I couldn't wait. That's the only reason they weren't on mine.
I agree.
My number 1 is DX. Man, every kid my age, our age, I should say, every kid our age, man, they just DX was it. DX was life, man. So NWO for a lot of kids, and right behind it was DX for a lot of kids. So yeah, I got in a lot of trouble because of DX.
Oh my God, I probably did a terrible thing as a parent and taught my daughter how to say "suck it" and do the crotch chop.
It'll happen. It'll happen over here too. It is what it is. It is what it is. You got to just go with it.
All right, hated stables, factions. Same fucking thing.
Same thing. Stables is the word I know. So
number 5, I put the Spirit Squad. I fucking hated it.
And can I I forgot one. Can I honorable mention over here on the factions that I love?
Yes.
The Mean Street Posse was one of my favorite factions.
Are you serious?
I love the Mean Street Posse. So with the Greenwich Bad Boys, I loved them. So I just had to put them in because that's what the Spirit Squad reminded me of. So all right, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, the only thing the Spirit Squad gave us was Dolph Ziggler.
And thank God they did. Dolph Ziggler is great. He's been on Busted Open a lot with Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray and those guys.
Yep.
And he's been doing some cool work. So
he's just a cool dude with great hair.
I agree.
And chiseled abs and kissable lips.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. We're gonna go with all that. I support it, I guess. Here we go. So my number 5 here is the corporate ministry. But like at the end of the corporate ministry, when it started to get real funky and wonky, and like Mabel and Viscera were just doing weird stuff, and and then the Acolytes kind of were breaking off, and that part of that corporate ministry when they combined.
Wasn't it like when they were, the Hardys Brood too joined? Not Edge and Christian Brood, like the Hardys Brood.
The Hardys Brood. It was super weird, and it was like they combined them all, and it got real NWO-ish. And so the corporate ministry for me is number 5.
All right. Number 4, the Mean Street Posse. I fucking hated it.
I knew this was coming, but man, there are pictures everywhere, and I can't say I didn't love the Mean Street Posse because I dressed like them for a solid time in my life, and so there's too many pictures out there for me to be like, "Fuck the Mean Street Posse." No, man, you were them. So I had to own up to it before you got there.
That's great.
So, my number 4 is the New Day. Now I know you would expect them at my number 1. But I wouldn't give them that. There you go. They don't get to be number 1 on any list ever. All right. So they're number 4, right in the middle, where they belong, because they're mid. The New Day.
All right. Number 3 was Retribution.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll get to them in a little bit because they're my number
everything
1.
And anything that it could have been, and why were they wearing those stupid fucking masks and trying to look like they were part of Dune or whatever that movie is?
Yeah. It could have been so cool. They're my number 1, so I'll just say it too. It could have been cool. They really dropped the ball. They
did, and they lost a lot of like actual good talent that didn't get a chance because they were this shit.
Every one of them, except for maybe one, and I can't remember his name, but every one of them went on afterwards to do some pretty cool stuff. So it was crap. So I agree.
Meechin is the only one that's still with the company.
Yeah, and I mean, and she's doing some cool stuff, or has done some cool stuff.
Yeah.
So. My number 3 was Nexus, and only because I didn't understand. Like, I've watched back now. I didn't watch it this time, and I've watched back now, and I just didn't quite fully understand the whole Nexus thing and the whole group as a whole. So I wasn't a fan of it. But it was their attempt at doing like a invasion style at that time.
I liked it. I liked the fact that Punk was leading it at the end. That was pretty sick.
See, I thought that was what was weird about it, and not in a goofy way. Like, I just really thought it was kind of weird that like Punk was leading this new group, like this Nexus group, when they were supposed to be like this new, fresh talent. Yeah. And then he had Punk lead. It just kind of was weird for me.
I think that Wade Barrett should have became a far bigger star. He became a star, that's undeniable. But I think he should have been a bigger star because of this, and he wasn't.
All right, we got for number 2.
League of Nations.
Me too.
And you too. 2. I actually got to go to SmackDown and watch the League of Nations have a match, and it just seemed not that. Okay, Rusev is a badass. He's a great wrestler. Sheamus, one of my favorites of all time. Wade Barrett, again, dude just got stuck with faction after faction after faction. It's like, dude, he's a singles guy. And then Del Rio, when he's not hitting women, he's doing pretty good in the ring. So
I mean, they should have been good. Like,
it should have, but it fell so freaking flat. And even there, it wasn't boos, it wasn't cheers, it was no reaction.
It was just nothing. Yeah, nobody cared. Yeah, and it could have been really good because you had 4 really crazy good workers on that game. Yeah. That's why they're my number 2. It was because of that same thing. So
I agree.
Awesome. I knew we would have a lot. I thought we'd have a lot more similar, but hey, we're gonna do some more peanut butter.
I got my number 1 yet.
Oh shoot! Yeah, go ahead, go for it. I'm pulling
the core. Wade Barrett, Justin Gabriel, Ezekiel Jackson, and Heath Slater. It's like
they were like the Nexus after the Nexus. Right?
That was the Nexus after the Nexus, and I liked Nexus, but this core shit made no sense to me. They did all 4 of them didn't want to do it.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of, is the core part of it that I didn't really understand. So, okay. Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Well, hey, this was awesome, man. Good way to get back. A little slowdown from WrestleMania season because that got a little wild. But
I didn't realize I had that much news and rumors that it took up that much time. We couldn't really deep dive into Raw and SmackDown, but I don't think people care anyway.
No, I don't even care. So much stuff. So it's all good, man. We got a good show in. You guys know where to find us. We'll get this up probably out on Monday here. You'll hear it, but you guys know where to find us. Kayfabe Marks on everything. Kayfabe.marks on TikTok, if I remember that correct, Tyler.
Kayfabe.marks, yep.
Kayfabe Marks Podcast at Yahoo, at myyahoo.com. Email us. Let us know the kind of stuff you want to hear, the content. If you got a drop, like a countdown that you want us to do, let us know.
Yeah. Hit the subscribe button and follow us.
Oh, that reminds me, really quick. So, since I got a bunch of those shirts done, and I think we're very close on TikTok to 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to put this out. I'm going to put this conversation right here out when we hit 1,000 followers. And if you subscribe to us, you like the post,
Comment.
you put a comment in there, tag somebody, something like that. I don't know. You do some stuff with the post. You engage with us in some way. We'll do a drawing, and I can do it live or whatever. I have one of those little things. We'll do a drawing for a free shirt or some free merch, and we can kind of get together to figure out what that's going to be.
Yeah.
I can make a shirt. That if you like any of the ones that I've had on, we can do that. I could probably make any of the ones that Tyler had on, but you're probably going to get arrested. So, it is what it is. We'll figure it out. But we're going to give something away. Probably a shirt, probably some kind of merch, a sticker, something.
Yeah,
right?
dude.
We'll
shoot some stickers my way, too. I want to hide them in places at my job.
I got to figure out. So I have had really bad luck with making stickers. So I'll work on it.
Okay.
On my list of things to work on. So, all right.
Shit.
Peanut butter jalapeno whiskey.
Oh, again?
Yeah, it was here, and I could not do one. Oh, God. Oh, that's the Mai Tai. It got worse. Okay, I got to go.
See ya.
Oh, yeah. That's disgusting.